Alright, hello everybody. I'm um, going to be reading the part about Enlil, and I might, um, if I make mistakes, that's okay. I'm human, because I just woke up and I have allergies, so not too bad of allergies though. But so I'm going to go ahead and start reading. So here we go. The sun slowly rises from the time it suffered from being held down under and trapped in Hades. A red light strikes the horizon and scatters, shattering the night like glass as the sun breaks free from the mouth of Cerberus. A damp, dark cold slowly fades into a warm, moist air as the dew begins to water the ground. The stars pull the sun's light to erase the darkness and engulf Tiamat in a new day, as the creatures of the night scatter away. The darkness of the night vanishes as the moon takes flight. Tiriel begins to walk down the myrtle path in the forest. He notices that the sky in Tiamat decorate itself in a new design. Then Tiriel looks at a tree, and he stares at the serpent that slithers its way down toward Tiriel. Hello, Tiriel, and welcome to a new day. Tiriel admires the blue serpent. You are unique in design. Why do you approach me today? The serpent slithers back, coils, and lifts its neck up to speak. I am your warning that things are fixing to change. Tiriel instantly becomes petrified and freezes once the serpent utters those life-changing words. He foresees the dark roads lie ahead, and he would have to become like the sun and free himself from hell. He will also need some help from the stars above to make it through the journey that he has begun. Then he begins to feel the moist, cold air warm up as it lightly touches his skin. The warmth from the sun begins to heat up and becomes slightly hot as it inches its way around Tiriel's skin. He absorbs the warmth and heat into his body because he knows that he will need every bit of strength that he can conjure up within himself to succeed against the bleak odds. Tiriel turns back to the serpent, and the serpent immediately changes its color to black. The serpent's eyes turn into a whirling fire, shaping itself in a downward spiral as he hypnotically stares into Tiriel's eyes. The only thing that will follow is the death of almost everything. As soon as the serpent whispers those words, the sun fell from the sky and turns into night with no starlight. The trees lose its leaves and grass disappears from the land. A deep Arctic cold rushes in to invade and conquer the warmth that the passionate sun so dearly gave. The serpent gets face to face with Tiriel. Sleep. Tiriel passes out. From what seems to be a brief second, although he feels completely rested, Tiriel's eyes open to the side of the heavens falling from the sky. He looks around and the serpent is gone. Inside he panics as he tries to keep a calm interior. One firestone falling after another firestone, crashing into the sea, causing enormous waves to crash onto the land, destroying the civilization at hand. He begins to wonder if Sophia is anywhere. Tears slowly drip from his eyes, knowing that he may have to leave her behind. He looks around the beautiful, luscious green island. He cannot see her in sight, and fright overcomes his mind. The thought of death paralyzes everything except the need to survive. The firestones begin to wreak brutal havoc on the middle and outer rings of the island. The ground starts to shake, rumble, and roll. Paranoia enters Tiriel's head as reality sets in that he is going to die. Even though all odds are against him, Tiriel starts running to the inside of the island. Go. Nope. Okay. To the inside of the island. Climbing faster and faster to higher ground, he reaches to the top of the hill and he sees part of the outer edges of the island and starts to break apart, being devoured by the ocean blue. The island falls faster into the ocean until it catches up to the point where Tiriel stands. He begins to fall into the sea. He wakes up. "Wake up, you traitor," one of Enlil's guards yells at Tiriel as he begins to open his eyes. The guard opens the door and he comes into the cell. He grabs Tiriel by the arm and tries to yank him off the ground. The guard slaps him in the face a few times. "Wake up, you alien piece of shit. Enlil has a surprise for you. He has a surprise worth dying for, you could say." Tiriel's body is beaten up with bruises, cuts, and scrapes. Blood slowly dripping from his body and face. His left eye turns a dark red from the slaps he took from the guard. He looks up at the guard, who he can barely see with his blurry vision. "Why are you doing this to me? Enki wanted no harm done to me," Tiriel says in a low, crackling pitch voice. The guard balls his fist and slams his knuckles into Tiriel's head, knocking him out. "Enlil, not Enki, is in command. Your side lost the war," the guard exclaims as he starts to drag Tiriel's broken-spirited body across the floor. The guard continues to drag Tiriel a few more feet. Then the guard opens the doors and throws Tiriel into a room. The room is a dark grayish color with pieces of the interior broken from the grotesque war that Tiriel lost. Tiriel recognizes that this is a temple that his people built in his honor, Tiriel's palace. The palace was a place of peace that Enlil turned into a horror story. He looks to his left and he notices that Enlil stands next to his wife Sophia. Sophia is strapped down on a long wooden table. Tears slowly drip off Sophia's eyes, down her cheek and off her face. Tiriel can feel her pain magnify inside of him. As her tears continue to fall to the ground, the adrenaline starts to pump throughout his body. He starts to take deep breaths to let the hatred flow through his veins. His hands close tightly, trying to keep his sanity in front of all the insanity. Tiriel shouts out with a purpose. "Let Sophia go, Enlil." Tiriel pauses momentarily. "I want to speak to Enki." Enlil picks Tiriel up from off his knees. "Oh, poor Tiriel. I am sorry, but my brother, father, and I had a conversation. And these lands, Dominion, and, well, your fucking planet belongs to me now." A confident Enlil utters those words, hoping to get underneath the skin of Tiriel. Tiriel glances at Enlil, squinting his eyes and tilting his head slightly to the right. "What about the deal that I had with you? I acknowledged our defeat privately. I gave you access to our gold. Our people did not want war. We didn't want any of this. We do not mind if you mine a portion of it. What happened to the agreed terms that you and I settled?" Enlil smiles. "Well, probably you should not have trusted me. Those terms were just to get your trust so our species could obtain access to your planet and check it out to make sure the goods were here. Your trust was a first step to your doom, Tiriel. There are far more important things on your planet than gold that our species has in mind." Enlil takes a brief pause to gather his thoughts. We are going to conduct an experiment with your species that begins with annihilating everyone. Your planet will be a planet of hell. It will be a prison for the souls that we deem belong here. As we harvest the energy that your planet and souls create, you are the ether food that will vitalize us and our home. Most importantly, Tiamat will be the beginning of many hells that will be created in this universe as the True One takes dominion of what is his and has always been. Enlil hovers his fingers over a small device on his wrist, and he points it at the left thigh of Sophia. Enlil touches the device to activate it, and the metal device wraps around his right hand. His fingers lit up, and a laser comes out of the metal glove, slicing Sophia's flesh on her left thigh. Sophia screams and cries in agony. She starts to say something, and Enlil slaps her in the face, knocking out a few of her front teeth. Shut the fuck up. I did not say that you can talk. Do you still not know your place? All this caught Tiriel by surprise. He did not fully understand how technologically advanced the Anunnaki have become. As soon as the laser cut through Sophia's flesh, Tiriel's blood began pumping faster. He forgets everything except this moment as he starts running toward Enlil, and Enlil palm strikes Tiriel with his right metal hand in the face. What the fuck do you think you are doing? Enlil says, questioning Tiriel's actions. I am going to kill you, exclaims a desperate Tiriel. Stop! Sophia screams Sophia as she squirms to break free. She looks at Enlil and spits in his face. Fuck you, you strange, creepy, wicked bastard. Sophia's gesture angered Enlil, so he balls his fist and decks her in the face. This is war, bitch. Enlil smiles. I am your god. Ha ha. Tiriel, come here and let me show you what pain and suffering awaits you for this moment and eternity. Enlil goes to Tiriel and grabs his head. He walks him over to the window, forcing him to look out it. Do you see the thousands of your species that we have just conquered, captured, and subdued? Yes, replies a resisting Tiriel. Do you see those machines coming their way? Enlil sternly asks Tiriel. Tiriel glances to the right, and he sees the machines with 8 tentacles that move by pushing up and down on the ground while moving forward. Their tentacles are connected to a sphere that glows with crystal energy. Yes, I do. These machines are soul takers, says Enlil. They will take your soul and keep it inside the crystal sphere. The sphere retains the energy of the souls, using it when I deem necessary. The soul will stay alive. A portion of the soul's energy will go to powering my planet, maybe even reviving it. The souls will stay on your planet until my species is done using it as the planet dies. Inky is working on a new human prototype by altering your DNA. Then, we will combine body and soul, as everyone will be trapped in this place to repeat the same fate that they will always forget. There will be a grid put around your planet to force your souls to keep reincarnating while stealing your soul's energy. So part of your soul's energy will go to a machine that will revive our planet, while the core essence of your soul will come back to recharge in a body before giving that energy back to us. Your souls will continue to reincarnate, renewing that energy until this planet is no more. Then your souls will escape, scarred and scared of this universe. So now, watch your people be slaughtered as I welcome you to hell. Alright, so that's where I'm going to leave it. So, and going off of that, this book, that's what it sets up. The Anunnaki come to a planet called Tiamat, and Tiriel and his forces are trying to stop Enlil from making Tiamat what he deems as a prison planet. And as you've noticed, I've also talked a little bit of a time before Tiamat, and a little bit, and there is still a future to be talked about. So this book will set up that past and that future, and this is going to be a long series. So I hope you enjoyed everything. There's Pause. He's good. So hope you enjoyed everything. If you have any questions or want to talk about it or anything like that, just let me know.
Good boy. Yeah.
So, we will, anyways, you have a good one, okay? And peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that part of it, and I'll be looking to read more here soon.